I can't be sitting in Andheri or Bandra and being like, they didn't come to me. Yeah, who, why? I can't sit back and just wait for things to happen. We don't act to hide, we act to reveal. And I think all work happens before you reach set. A lot of the stars in our country, when I look at them, I see them. I don't see characters. And that's a bit scary to me.
Sobhita, it's so lovely to have you on Now Binging.
Thank you.
I think you are the queen of streaming. Okay, with 2 seasons of Made in Heaven, with 2 seasons of The Night Manager, you have just hit it out of the ballpark. Now, here's what really fascinates me about you, is that you've built this career, which started, of course, with Raman Raghav 2.0, Anurag Kashyap, who is a school of filmmaking in himself, but you've built this career without major formal training in acting. And you are a really fine actor. How do you do this?
This is all very high praise. I'm like, I have this, what's it called when you believe it's not you? Imposter syndrome. Because I feel like, as I am, I feel like I'm a really uncomplicated, simple person. But I end up playing parts that have a lot of dimension, and I'm very fortunate to get those parts. So in the process of that, I think there's this duality in the way people see me. With regards to the question, actually, I have been trained in classical dance. I was in Kuchipudi Kalakshetra when I was a kid. My mum put me in it, and not because someday I wanted to act. It was just something that my mother encouraged. And then when I moved to Mumbai, I took training in Bharatnatyam. These, although they were not designed for this, like prep for acting eventually, they have had a very massive and very positive influence on the way I understood expression. I listen to a lot of classical music. I have always enjoyed reading since I was a child, so it made me empathetic since I was quite young. It made me want to. I was just so painfully shy and timid as a kid that like through these books, I would become those characters. I would become them in my head. It was such a sweet escape. So I think all these things have naturally helped me empathize with characters better.
But Sobhita, are you saying that you might approach a performance and might construct it like a dance? Like the rhythms, the beats, and you know what to do when?
I feel like I've said this before, and because I believe it, I will say it again. Actors are not artists. Actors are craftsmen.
Which means?
Like artists are sculptors. They mold out of nothingness and they form and create a statue, a sculpture, a form, beauty, everything.
So you create something out of nothing.
Yeah, where imagination is involved.
Right.
Actors are craftsmen. They are like carpenters. You make this, you have 20 shapeless logs of wood. You have to create the same sized door 20 times. In every take, you have to hit the mark and you have to cry at that point only. And you can't be like, oh, I'm depleted, I can't do it anymore. No, it's your job. And this attitude was further validated by the filmmakers I got to work with. For a film like PS, I would reach set maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. I remember shooting for Monkey Man in Batam, Indonesia. For some 2 days, I was flying multiple connections, lockdown or something. And I reached set. I had not slept in some 48, 50
You
hours.
reached which set? PS?
PS.
Okay. Ponniyin Selvan, for people who are confused.
Yeah.
Which one? 1 or 2?
I mean, we shot it together.
That's right,
so
you shot it together, yeah.
It was in Hyderabad, Ramoji Film City, and I didn't sleep at all. I was It was just meant to be a scene where I'm just there. I was already feeling very sulky about the fact that I had to be kind of written out of a couple of scenes because of the whole clash, and it was a full khichdi with my dates. I reach, and on the spot, while I'm walking to set from the vanity van, that there's a song, you're dancing now. In my head, I'm like, yay, you, because it's an A.R. Rahman musical. It's Mani Ratnam, the filmmaker. It's Brinda Master. Everyone's so bright and so good at what they do. What a wonderful opportunity. And I've always wanted to dance, like in films, but I've not had the chance to. So this was just, I didn't speak the language. I didn't speak Tamil at that time. I was listening to the song the very first time while I was dancing, and it was really complicated choreography. I hadn't slept and I was so nervous I didn't eat, and it was like scorching heat. I don't know how
Which song is this?
this song didn't even make it to the film.
Shut.
But even
My
like another song, I had a similar experience, and I remember Mani sir saying this to, I think there was an AD or a costume, someone saying that, yeah, like after pack up, so she's gone, and he's just like, actors, this is what they should do. They should be able to perform. Whether he actually has that expectation from actors or not, I don't know. But I could see that as a filmmaker, he felt benefited by someone who was able to
deliver. Yeah.
And that made me think that yes, this attitude of mine has been helpful. We don't act to hide, we act to reveal. And I think all work happens before you reach set. Once you reach set, I feel you should be so prepared that whatever circumstance, you should then be able to dance. But you can only dance freestyle when you have rhythm in you.
No, I get that. That makes sense. But at this time, Sobhita, I read that when you first moved to Mumbai, right? You've been here like some 13, 14 years.
Right,
and
yeah.
and you changed homes 13 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I'm like, I mean, that's literally being unstable. Plus, you have such an unstable profession and you're so young.
That's why I'm loco. I'm crazy.
How did you find your way?
I haven't found my way. I float about. I have recently, actually, in the lockdown, I figured out, like how they say yin and yang, there's two things to everything. And when those two things are running in harmony, you're balanced. It's like everything has, say, yin and yang philosophy and structure. The creative stimulation and fulfillment, but also being an asset to a producer, such that they can put their money on you, so that you can bring bums on seats, which is assuring to them. So all these things I figured with time, that I can't be like, oh, I just love acting, then I can act at home also. Nobody's stopping me. But a story, more than anything, wants to be seen, wants to be heard. So if I wanted to tell those stories, I had to make myself someone who had who stands for something. And I wanted, I mean, my career is very brief. It's not like I've done a lot, but it just meant a lot to me that I do what I do with clarity, focus, and a certain surrender.
But you also, like you just said, by your DNA, are a pan-Indian actor, right? You're also transiting so much between industries.
This, I must admit, that it did not, it's not something that I decidedly belong with, like to do. I was just acutely aware of the fact that I don't really come from the hood. I don't really know people here. So the only way I had a chance of actually having a shot at something is by being of value. If a massive commercial film were to come my way, of course I would have loved to be a part of it, and I would have been the same 100% that I keep talking about there too. But if that didn't naturally happen, what I can definitely do from my end is to make sure that from the opportunities that I have access to, pick things that I think may be good for me.
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to try and do work that allows people to understand that I'm very interested in performance, that I can deliver whatever the director's vision is. Uh, I, I can be compatible to their vision. I'm a giving collaborator. And I thought, I'm Telugu speaking. I can look very South Indian. And there are so many regional industries which, I mean, such diverse filmmaking styles, stories. How can I belong? Like, who knows? Let me spread my wings. Let me see what I can do. I It didn't matter if I was not paid. Also, I'd done a very indie-ish Telugu film, Gudachari, which went on to do really well. Uh, I With the same team I did Major, in fact, later. Um, then I did a Muton in Malayalam with Geetu
So
Mohandas.
beautiful.
I reached out to the filmmaker and she didn't believe that I could. She wasn't confident that I could play a prostitute from Kamatipura, because she assumed that a certain kind of a physicality would be perhaps better suited. I went to Kamatipura, I rented clothes, I did this photo shoot, got into a lot of trouble. I had to run away from there. I It was an uncomfortable scenario that eventually happened. But those pictures I treasure. I showed it to her, and she saw that I could belong with that world because she saw me as this model. So I was like, oh no, 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 no.
So you've actually chased roles like this?
I have. It was not a glamorous part, it was not a conventionally commercial film, but it was a film I felt for, and a film that allowed me to showcase a side of my personality. Uh, the emotional, I connected with it. It was a beautiful film, and uh, it was maybe a 10-minute role, because I can't be sitting in Andheri or Bandra and being like, they didn't come to me. Yeah, who, why? I can't sit back and just wait for things to happen. I I think I also see that, like, how hard my parents have worked to give me and my sister the courage to dream. I respect the spirit of chasing your passion. I respect it. So it always seemed like a very natural pursuit for me. If you love something, give your all to it. Don't sit back and complain. Um, I obviously complain. I obviously am just like, I really want to do this, but it's not happening. But I do what I can.
Yeah.
Like I loved my experience of having of doing Kurup with Dulka. It was just so different from Atara. So I just tried to belong on a bunch of canvases. Kya pata?
Tell me, given that the conversation for the last, I don't know, 3, 4 years has only now been about pan Indian cinema, do you feel like you have an edge?
I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely do believe that I have faith, not just belief. I have faith that I can play someone from very different parts of India, physicality wise. And I think that is an important aspect of casting, because I can't look completely different from something. And so, in terms of that, I do believe that there is a suitability that may work in my favor. But the unfortunate thing is, people, I feel, are often like, I feel like I got discovered in the mainstream through Made in Heaven. And the character of Tara is so well written. I am worlds apart from how she is. I'm emotional, I'm messy, I'm expressive, Tara is very cold, very distant. Like, she could be going through the most horrid inner turmoil, but she just won't let it break. Zoya had always one brief: steal. That's the one thing she'd say. So to play a character like that, then you feel like it's harder than playing expressive characters, because she can't break, you can't show it, but you gotta feel it, and there has to be that believability that she is this person. Damn. But I feel like people attach that to me. So I'm like, oh man, I hope I get to play parts that are very different in temperament from
They
her.
all think you are Tara now.
Yeah, which is so crazy because people meet me, they're just like, I'm very intimidated. You're like Tara. I'm like, I have lent my physicality to a character, but I'm not her.
Yeah.
I mean, there are days when I'm like, what would Tara do on weaker days? Because I love how she loves herself, or not loves herself, but like prioritizes herself.
Yeah, yeah. And she always finds a way.
Yeah, she's just unwilling to feel like a victim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But tell me, after playing her, and as you said, people discovered you through Made in Heaven, and of course, being Kaveri in The Night Manager. Are people, you talked about typecasting, are people looking at you and saying, oh, we see sultry woman with a dark past? Because you talked about how when people say you're desirable, you're like, look, it's a compliment and I enjoy it, but I have so much more to offer. Are you finding that they're only seeing you like that?
Ma'am, here's the question I have. I feel like if I were to, I have a certain physicality that, I mean, I can't make myself, I don't know, deliberately unlike myself so as to be, I don't know, liked better. I don't know.
Sure.
This is what I've got as my raw material. I'm not going to deliberately look shabby so as to be seen as, yeah, she can be this also. I mean, it's tricky.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's tricky. Why? Of course, you'd want to be presentable. If, for example, you have nice hair, of course you would want to wear it down. No, I'm going to tie it up because I want people to know that I'm not like aware that my hair is nice. You know what I'm saying? It's a very like silly example, but I'm not attached to my body, my name, nothing. The only thing I like attached is a bathroom. Like, so I just really hope that this sort of, when a character becomes embossed upon your identity, it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
I'm an actor. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. I'm not happy. I'm not depleted. I'm not full of myself. I'm nothing. I'm like, being nothing is my job.
Yeah.
As an individual, which is why I think stardom in general is a very tricky slope, because a lot of the stars in our country, when I look at them, I see them. I don't see characters. And that's a bit scary to me. But I also understand that trade works a certain way. Stars guarantee bums on seats. Actors, pure acting led performers, they bring skill, a certain believability, a certain truth. And I don't know why they're often separate.
Yeah.
So I don't have the answers. I just want to be true.
You talked about Monkey Man. What can you tell us about Dev
They
Patel's?
should tell us. Dev is so elusive.
He's making his directorial debut. How exciting!
He's a fantastic director. I mean, he's a really good actor, but I think he's an even better director. He worked on this script for close to 8 years. And when my first film came out, Raman Raghav, before the film came out, we had just finished shooting and I was called in for an audition. We didn't know what it was. I did round 1 and I was called for round 2. And round 2, I walk in and this man standing there and I was just like, hi, nice to meet you. I was just like, what? Because this was right, like a little after Slumdog Millionaire. And I was just like, he's an actor, right? Actors can direct also. Like, I don't know. I was just very like overwhelmed. And he really liked my audition. And I mean, he gave me some directions and then I didn't hear back and I was just like, of course I didn't get it. Duh. But some 4 or 5 years later, just before the lockdown or a month before, something around that time, I get a call from another casting agent and I come to meet, and again this one prakat ho gaya aise. And I'm like, and he told me that, I didn't even remember, apparently I'd said some, I shared some stories or anecdotes, or I did some improv in a certain way in the scene. I didn't remember. He said it moved him to rewrite the character in certain ways.
Wow.
And he's like, since then, it's only been you, whenever it would be made.
High praise.
I was so struck. No, because I feel like very, very accomplished filmmakers, an actor loves working under them because you can learn and you bask in the glory that is their brilliance. But when someone's a new filmmaker, that's their world, that's their life, that's all their fears on paper. That's their biggest dream. And that's just everything. That's their mother. That's the Bible. And they want you to partake. It's like the last meal before you die.
Yeah.
They're sharing it with you. So it means a lot to work with newcomers or people who are just starting something new in their life.
Do we have a release date?
They've not shared it with me, but there is movement. There is some exciting development I'm hearing from crew, but they won't tell me yet. So yeah, soon hopefully. Yeah.
How exciting.
I've had so many releases and so many rounds of promotions in the past few months, like PS1, PS2, Night Manager 1, 2, Made in Heaven Season 2. Now I just feel like it's like someone just has to like sit across and I just start talking about it.
So you're all primed. They should find it. They should release it quickly while you're still in the talking mode. That's so fab. Well, listen, we have to now move on to the binge list. Okay? In which we are going to figure out what type of binger you are. So are you a person who binges or do you pace out your viewing pleasures?
If I pace it out, I'll never go back.
Really?
I think so.
So, matlab all-nighters and all?
Yeah. I love to consume it start to finish. Otherwise, I don't know. I feel like otherwise I'm not being loyal. I don't know. Some weird this thing, yeah. Like I started watching Citadel. I love Priyanka Chopra. I started watching it and I was up till 4 in the night and I finished it. Yeah. But like The Bear, which is amazing, I watched 3 episodes and for some reason I had to pause. I haven't gone back since. And I loved it. I don't know. So I think I'm very inconsistent and I lack certain basic discipline in life. So I don't trust myself to.
So matlab it's either all in or no.
Yeah. There's no regulation. It's like full flame or just nothing. Sim pe nahi rakh sakte.
Is there a performance in an Indian show that you've seen recently that you wish you had done?
Not Indian show, but Fleabag. I can't see myself in place of some of the performances because everyone was really good. Yeah, but something like Fleabag or something with action, that stuff I'd love.
You want to do action?
I would love to. I was an NCC cadet as a kid, very patriotic and also I was like, yeah, like I just wanted to be, I think, gender neutral. Like I just wanted to be, I just think I want to be like a man. I want to be strong. I want to be able. And not that I thought women were not that, but I loved action. I love watching action also. It's so cool. I love sci-fi and action to watch.
I think you would be a good addition to the Rohit Shetty cop universe.
Ooh, as one of the cops.
As one of the cops. Why not?
We're just saying.
Hey, I think you could.
I used to love Lara Croft.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I used to be like, wow, that's so cool.
It is so cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, is there a genre you're partial to? So you just said sci-fi.
Sci-fi, it's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm able to believe it.
Okay, since Made in Heaven Season 2, and this is a tough one, had several directors. Do you have a favorite episode?
I think Radhika Apte's episode was quite poignant, like when we were shooting. Although I didn't have much to do as an actor. Yeah, even Diya Mirza's episode. Because I do think that I don't think there are solutions to problems right away. But in being able to voice the problem, I think that's one step.
Ahead.
in the right direction.
Absolutely.
So I think
Absolutely.
I like that.
What are some recent shows that you've loved?
The Bear, although I haven't finished it. Like I love shows like Pushpavalli or like, like shows set in Middle India. Because I come from there, so there's a resonance. When something's too glitzy, I try to enjoy it, but I don't know, I just zone out. Yeah, because I just feel like everything's so fancy, I can't connect. But who knows? Maybe people looking at me think that.
I was just gonna say.
I'm like,
I mean,
shit,
listen,
maybe.
Tara's pretty fancy, okay?
Yeah, true. I wonder what I would have thought of Made in Heaven if I hadn't been a part of it.
Yeah. Is there a trait in Tara that you wish you had?
I think her ability to not crash down. I get very existential. She's not like that. Very clear-headed. One of those people, she'd be like if you screwed her over, she'd be like, don't be sorry, be better. That is just like, I can never be like that. Like if someone will slap me, I'll be like, no, sorry for making you angry. Like I'll be that person. So Tara is such a badass.
Now, if someone didn't know your work, which performance of yours would you recommend they start with?
Mutton and Ghost Stories.
Interesting.
Yeah. But if I wanted someone to, I don't know, like depends on who. If it's a cute guy, then I'll be like, watch Night Manager. I don't know.
That's right. It's so funny. Okay, we are now at the last segment. Now, I'm going to give you some choices and you're going to tell me what you would choose. If you could be an entrepreneur for a day, what company would you start and why? A wedding organizing company like Made in Heaven, an arms dealing company, a food truck like in Chef, or would you run a hotel in Shimla like in Night Manager?
I think food truck.
Yeah, sounds like fun, no?
No, also I eat a lot of food from food trucks. And like in Vizag, by the coast, we have these little shack type things. And I mean, it's clearly not very ambitious, but you grow rich in other ways, not just money. Like meet cool people, you can be on the move, just like, not in the mood anymore. Like go to some other location and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I actually really like cooking also. So, yeah.
That works. Okay. If you could portray one character differently from one of your past films or shows, which role would it be and what difference would you bring to it now? Vanati from PS2, Kaveri from Night Manager, Sameera Rao from Gudachari, or Sharada from Kurup?
I would love to play Tara differently though.
Really?
I think just it would be very interesting to be able to perform her with the same character, same circumstances, same inner landscape, but different disposition. What if she was a snappy, like snarky, just doesn't have pain? What if she was that? What if she was loud as opposed to cold?
Sure. That's interesting.
But the same person.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that changes the way maybe people would have perceived me also. Actually, I wonder. Because it's so easy for me to look cold. People are like, she didn't do any acting. That's her only. And I'm like, I am not a psycho bitch.
Okay, which film do you think showed weddings in the most real way possible? Two States, Band Baja Barat, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, or Tanu Weds Manu?
I remember loving Tanu Weds Manu so much that I just want to pick that. Both such good performers.
Yeah.
Amazing music, so vibrant.
Yeah. And since you're an avid reader, what would be the best location for you to just lounge with a book and a cup of chai? Would it be the Khanna house from Made in Heaven? Would it be Shelley's villa in Sri Lanka? Would it be the Chola Palace from PS2? Or the hotel in Nice from Made in Heaven Season 2?
Out of these, I think the palace we shot in by the Narmada for PS.
For PS.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's another movie location. I love the movie Lutera Ranveer was amazing. Sonakshi was amazing. Vikram Motwane killed it. Everything was so good. And she goes to Dalhousie in the movie.
That house?
Yeah, it has fields. I want to sit there in a shawl, having chai and be intense. Yeah, I think about it.
Sobhita, that is fabulous. Thank you. This was
Thank
such
you.
fun, and I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you tell us what it'll be?
I have a really funky something that I shot for last year in Scotland with someone who's amazing. Maybe that will release by the end of the year. So I'm excited about it.
And that's all you can say. Something with someone.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to
Sometime.
see. Can't wait to see something with someone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I was called in for an audition. We didn't know what it was. I did round 1 and I was called for round 2. And round 2, I walk in and this man is standing there and I was just like, hi, nice to meet you. I was just like, what? Because this was right, like a little after Slumdog Millionaire. And I was just like, he's an actor, right? Actors can direct also. Like, I don't know. I was just very like overwhelmed. And he really liked my audition.